What's up troopers, my name is Neon and welcome to a brand new video. I thought this would be a perfect time for the new year of 2026 to show you troopers my top 5 best builds. These are weapons what I'm absolutely loving in the game, and if you've been keeping up with the channel, do you know exactly what my playstyle is? I like being nitty and gritty and getting aggressive. Everything you're going to see by footage wise is captured when it comes to Conquest. There is one clip where I have to show you, and honestly I don't even know if I could fit the whole thing in the video, but one of the weapons we went on an insane streak. But I want to deep dive and give you guys the best builds what you should be using, because these are my top 5 favorite weapons. Starting off, we are going for the M433. The reason why I want to talk about this weapon is, well, it's actually your beginner weapon. As soon as you start this game up, the assault rifle class, you're going to have the M433. So I thought this would be a perfect pick for its first weapon, as this is going to be available to everyone to use. Aggressive, close quartered, and high rate of fire. It actually offers a 830 rate of fire with 25 damage, and the max magazine you can do for this weapon is 40. I got a pretty stealthy build with the thermal and the suppressor, and I truly think you guys are going to like it. You got to be careful with the recoil pattern at a bit more further ranges, but that's why I'm using the thermal to help me understand how far them targets are, and a clear visual to take them down. But if you do see them on a medium or further range, tap fire, as it's going to do really well. How we're building this weapon, we are using our 1.50x thermal sight. As I was saying, this is really good when it comes to your visibility. It's going to help you improve and understand how far them targets are, and it honestly works on so many maps. Go for your standard rounds, and you got a big variety of magazines you can use. Of course, you can go for higher ones if you really want to, but the 30 rounds is the perfect choice. And you're probably thinking, why are you just going for the standard 30? Well, you're going to find out very soon, because you have to be using this grip here. It's going to help you out when it comes to a little bit of your precision, accuracy, but it's the mobility what is increasing the most. Then after that, you're moving yourselves over to the barrel side, and you're using the extended barrel to increase the muzzle velocity. Originally it was 670, and you're increasing it up to 837. And as I was saying about the magazine, you had to do a couple of sacrifices because you need to be using the long suppressor. A really important one for its 25 points. This will reduce the recoil buildup and improve the recoil recovery. So here is the game change. This is what's helping me keep way more consistent with the weapon. So what are you waiting for? Go and try out the M433. Our next weapon is the TR7. I made a video about this weapon I think a couple of weeks ago, and people really liked it. But the one question people keep asking me and say, are you using the Kronos? There is no way you can control this weapon like that. I don't understand how people are struggling with it, because I've always been saying you need to use the converter for it. The converter is going to change absolutely everything for this weapon, as it's sorting out your horizontal. And that horizontal recoil control what you're using for the converter is the game change, because the only thing you need to worry about is basically the vertical side of it. The only downfall when it comes to that is the fact that people are going to see you on a minimap. The TR7 is extremely deadly at close range with a free shot, and that's really what you're going to be using it for, the close range, so you don't really need the suppressor. You're definitely going to like this weapon. The build I'm using is my 1x dot sight. I think that's going to be a perfect mix for you. Of course, you can change it around and use your personal preference sight, but make sure you save the 10 points. Go for your standard rounds, and the way how I'm building this weapon, the 25 magazine is completely perfect. The problem is you have to sacrifice an extra 20 points to get the 30 rounds. 20 points for 5 bullets, is it really worth it? The biggest game change when it comes to this weapon is your grip, and that is the 6H64 vertical grip. And out of all the barrels you can use in this game, I'm going for the light barrel. The reason why I'm going for the light barrel is because it actually has the highest amount of muzzle velocity as the extended, but the reason why I'm choosing the light instead of the extended barrel is because I can actually have a faster ADS speed. It would be a 250 ADS speed, and then you can decrease it down to 200. And as I was saying about the TR7 is the converter. Please use this. Really, really important. If you use this, this is what's going to help you out with the recoil control. Everyone keeps saying, Neon, you're cheating. Dude, I'm not cheating. It's just really easy to control the recoil when you're using a converter, as it sorts out the horizontal, so you just need to worry about just the vertical, and that's it, nothing else. So please give it a go, and then you finally understand how to truly work with the TR7. And to finish it off, you're using your green laser sight, because you never know what situations you're going to be in, and as this is mainly for aggressive, you need to have that laser sight, because you never know what situation you're going to be in, so just hit fire. Here we are on the M4A1. Probably the best gun in the game, but you troopers let me know with your top 5 best weapons in this game. Comment down below. And while you're at it, make sure to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it, so I know if I need to make more of this. And subscribe if you're brand new so you don't miss out on the content. The M4A1 is an incredible weapon, and as you can see by the footage right now, I was going crazy. This was an incredible streak. Honestly, I don't even know if I could show the whole thing in this video, but it was a 22 kill streak in about a minute and 40 seconds. There's nothing what can truly beat the M4 because that rate of fire of 900 is extremely deadly. With a max magazine count of 40, this is really the go-to gun for many people. If you just started playing the game, then the M4 is definitely your weapon of choice. How I'm building this weapon, we're using our 1x sight, but you can use any sights if you really want to, just keep that 10 points. Your standard rounds, and I'm using the 36 magazine. We're going for the 6.8/64 vertical grip, and this makes a really big difference when it comes to its recoil control. I feel like you get more laser beam with it. Make sure you use your extender barrel to increase the muzzle velocity, really important, it's going to help you engage on further distances. And I'm using the 20-point suppressor. Honestly, I would really like to use a 25-point suppressor, but you have to make sacrifices here and there, and I felt like the 20 points was just completely fine. But if you do want to change around with it, just try to get yourself saved up to 5 points so you can use the long suppressor. But for me, I like using the 20 points. And as I'm always an aggressive player, I go with the green laser sight. As I was talking previously about the TR7, we are using the M417 A2. Kind of gives me the same vibe, honestly, because when it comes to close range, this weapon can also do a 3-shot to kill. But what makes this weapon stand out is because it can actually do a lot more further ranges. It's pretty consistent at medium ranges, and longer ranges, if you tap fire, you would do no problem. With a weapon like this, because it does offer different ranges, and mainly medium range is the most consistent gunfight you're going to be going on, that's why I'm using my thermal sight to help out with their visibility. It doesn't have a high rate of fire, it does up to 654, but the damage is actually dealt up to 33. The way how I'm using this weapon, we're going for our 25 points thermal sight, the 1.50x, your standard rounds, and the 25 points magazine, the highest magazine count as you can get on this weapon. Make sure you use your vertical grip, this will be your 20 points, and the extended increase the muzzle velocity. As I said before, there's going to be engagements where are going to be much more further, and I go for the 20 points suppressor. You're going to really like the M417 A2. In the SMG size, there is really a lot of weapons, but the SGX just puts the icing on the cake for me. An incredible weapon because the weapon really just has no recoil at all. It honestly just left and it hasn't came back. And it's just so weird to be using the SMG, what does absolutely fine at medium ranges. Of course, the further the ranges is going to be, this weapon is going to be weaker, and its strongest point is at close range. But medium range, honestly, isn't a problem. Going around with a laser sight, using your suppressor, if you're playing a small map, you're going to do absolutely no problem. This is definitely the meat grinder weapon for sure. You can do a lot of farming with this one. I use my 1x sight, but make sure you choose what sight you prefer. We're going for our standard rounds, and we're actually using the 36 rounds. Although you can go for the 41 rounds, I would just prefer to use the 36 as I need to be flexible with the weapons build. We go for our 6.8/64 vertical grip, and this is what changes everything to make it a laser beam. As you want to be engaging on medium ranges, make sure you use your extended, and the 20-point suppressor is what I'm using, and as it's close quartered, the green laser sight is going to work out well for you. Make sure you try out the SGX. And there we go, troopers, that is my top 5 builds what I love to use in Battlefield 6 right now. As I said at the start of the video, I'm an aggressive player, love getting nitty and gritty, and my game mode of choice is Conquest. These weapons are going to work out really well for you, and honestly, they work out well on different classes too. If you've seen by some of this footage, I was using the engineer and the support class, so you could be really flexible on what weapons you want to use on different classes. You troopers, let me know what your top 5 weapons are in this game. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new. And like always, I'll see you on the battlefield.